I haven't known CJ as long as many of you, but what I know about CJ from the 10 or 12 years that I've worked with him, and I knew him actually when I worked with Bowman a little while before that. We worked together, but couldn't be a better person with more integrity, kinder, good teacher, hardworking, dedicated poultryman. You set a great example for me and all the rest of the employees. We very much appreciate you, CJ. We appreciate what you did to start work at Clay Hatchery and then start Brickland Hatchery, and appreciate all the support that you've given and what these gals just made a big list of all the accomplishments and things that you have done and helped the egg industry in Virginia. So what we're doing is we're going to put this plaque in your Brickland Hatchery, right next to, I believe it's Clay and
Elmer Clay and Don Davis.
Don Davis. So there'll be a C.J. Martin plaque right next to it, and this plaque is dedicated in recognition of C.J.'s founding of the Brickland Hatchery and over 50 years of exemplary service to the egg layer industry. And C.J., on behalf of Brickland, or Midwest Farms, we greatly appreciate what you've done.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, if you want to say something, and then I'll kind of go around a little bit. And if someone does want to say something, I'd appreciate it if you would.
Well, I got a chance. I want to thank everybody for being here, but I want to kind of give you a little background how I got here. In 1964, I was in the service. I had a commission from Virginia Tech and ROTC. My assignment was sport picket, not camp picket, they called it then. And I was to spend 2 years there. Well, when I checked in, a young lady was at the billing office that signed me in. Her name was Lynn Hayden. And she was a good-looking girl. And I was from Franklin County. I thought, well, and I tried all summer. This was came in the summer to get a date, and they said, well, she's tied up with some guy or something, and she's not. And finally, I got a chance to date her, but her mother wouldn't let her date servicemen, and particularly servicemen from Franklin County, which is a So I had to do some politicking and get people that knew her family and my family, and I did get a date with her, and that was about, that was in August, and in June 29th we married. So we had her. So she was from here. I went with DeKalb, moved to Marion, Ohio. Bruce, first job. She, when they told me that's where we were going, she says, "You might be going, but I'm not going anywhere." Well, she did go, and we came, and then we moved 7 times in the next 10 years that I worked with DeKalb. And then there's an opportunity, and then this is where the Babers and the Clays come in. They came to Statesville, North Carolina, where we were working, and said Elmer was slowing down, wanted to get some partners, and Bob Comerford would come back here. And so we came back here in '73 and with Elmer and started that. So it just kind of grew. He retired, and Dexter Payne came in during that time with working in the hatchery, a Hokie who had a degree in poultry science. Neil was still up in Blacksburg studying, and he came later, and that's the way we came back the second time. And of course Lynn lived at Brickland, and we bought Brickland in '74, I believe. So we were there for 30 years. So the Brickland name does mean a lot, and we appreciate the chance that you all think it has some value, and it's nice to be recognized. So we went, but people that you want to think of, it said, when I came here the first time in the Army, Conway Moncure, Irby's brother, was he was a rat under me at Virginia Tech in the military. So he introduced me around and met Irby, and his dad, Mayor Moncure, was here, and got to meet him and got to know a lot of people. Didn't have any money or anything. Had an old car that didn't run very well, and Bond Brothers had a place up the street here, and it was always broke down, so I got to know my job. My job at Pickett was I ran the officers club, so I got a lot of social stuff that I got Blackstone people that came to visit. So we got to know a lot of people. So when we came back, Mr. Clay and all his family. But one thing I want to point out, sitting over here today is generations of Elmer Clay. You got Will, who is a grandson. Now he grown pullets for Midwest Farms and his son. But what I want to point out is Harrison. Stand up, Harrison. Harrison is in charge of pullets for Midwest Farm. He's got Clay blood in him, and he's
Can't help
he's
it.
a third general. Let's see, great grandson, right?
Yes, great grandson.
Yeah, of Elmer, and that's
So it's come full circle there.
yeah. So it's around. So and then another one. He's left for Seth Seagrove. Dad, Mike Bannock, the stepdad, worked for us, and Steph is here now. So these younger ones, so we appreciate you being part of this team. Other people, Jerry Callis is here, and he built Kimmer's Construction, built this hatchery. He built Brickland 1, he built Brickland 2, and I'm glad to have him. And Bob Hawthorne has worked for both sides. Have you met?
Not sure how that worked, but it did.
Well, it's something, Bob, if both of us was trusting him to be our attorney to do deals, you must have had a lot of credibility too. But people like that worked with us and supported us. Joe Borum was another one that was involved in some of the things we did, and we just appreciate people. Cecile and Murray talked about things, but none of that could happen without the people, and the people here have been supportive in everything we've done. And my partners, Dexter Payne and Neil Martin, were their best, and me, three Hokies. We were a great team together, and we worked well together, and just watched our families grow up, and it's really been great. So appreciate the opportunity to have all of you come out today, and Frank Baber is in everybody's mind that ever known him. Frank, Ellen, and y'all are a big part of our life. So, thank you very much.
Now, CJ's work's not done. I called him about a month ago, and I said, I got this young man that needs some help and needs some training, needs some guidance, and that's Harrison here. So he's still got some work to do. And there's another guy in this room that gives C.J. Martin a little bit of credit for his poultry education, and that's Rodney Wagner. Rodney's got 1 million chickens in Virginia on the other side of the state, and he certainly attributes some of his success to C.J. C.J.'s had a great influence on many people, and we certainly appreciate all he's done for us and what he's going to continue to do for us at Midwest Farms as we continue to grow. The business has been extremely successful, and we are completely sold out of chickens. This hatchery is booked. It's so booked that we're going into another hatchery. So it's been really great, and this Brickland hatchery will live on for quite some time. Thank you, CJ.
Thanks, Peter.
Now, I kind of like to go around the room a little bit. If someone wants to say something to CJ or express or tell us a good story about CJ, or I would appreciate